We live.
Live, sir.
Go ahead.
Praise. Praise.
All right. First reader, go ahead and state your registry.
Takamas Bon Yahweh Bon Yashala.
Takamas ban Yahweh ban Yashala.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Brakatah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatah.
All right. Go ahead and call it.
Bajum. Then.
Oh, I'm tripping. What? We'll sit right quick.
Yashala.
Yashala.
On Aquadome means turn and face the east. All right. We're going to recite the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Wadash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Batazayaka.
Ratazaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baratza.
Barataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathan
Nathan
Lanawa.
Lanawa. Lacham.
Kao.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak
Wasalak Lanawa.
Nawa.
Kabawath Nawa.
Salak
Kasalak
Nawa.
Nawa.
Wakya Nawa.
Kababwathi Nawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabaya'a Nawa.
Tabiya'a Nawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasaya 1.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashai Nawa.
Hawishai Nawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Rai.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwath.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wataparat.
Wataparath. La'awalamium. Aman. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be
thy
done
will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in
as
heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread,
daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Give us our debt
as we forgive our
as we
debtors.
forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver
but
us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. This is the power prayer in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Babakashah.
Babakushah,
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa,
Hakak.
Hakah,
Hakak.
Hakah,
Norpa'ah.
Larba'ah,
Kal Makala.
Kal Makalah,
Wakal Marawa.
Kal Madawa,
Hakak.
Hakah,
Latahar.
Latzahar,
Ha. Matazario.
Hamatazariah,
Salakia. Ha. Matazario.
Hamatazariah,
Hakak.
Hakah,
Lahakwio.
Lahakwim,
Amathio.
Amathim,
Hakak.
Hakah,
Al-Wakarwad.
Al-Kawath,
Atama'ala.
Atama'ala,
Lagarashad.
Lagarishan,
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Wadaman.
the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahushua,
Name Yahushua.
please give us the power
Please give us the
power to heal
power to heal
all manner of
all
sickness,
manner of sickness,
all manner of disease,
all manner of disease,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
power to cleanse the lepers,
the power, it's like, the power to raise the dead,
power to break the dead,
the power against unclean spirits,
power against unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua,
Name Yahushua.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is the Isupk Blessed Israel prayer in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa,
Wa Yashra Allah.
Wa Yasha Allah,
Wahab Bayat Saparia.
Wahab Bayasaparium,
Barak.
Barak,
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua,
Wadaman.
the water Aman. And what we just said was, Lord,
Lord.
in the name of Yahushua,
Name Yahushua.
bless us
bless us
and Israel and the school.
and the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. This is the Psalms 121 prayer in Hebrew. Aisha,
Aisha,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahario,
Ahaharyam,
Ayan,
Ma'ayam,
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a,
Aizaria,
Azaria,
Aizaria,
Azaria,
Ba'ai,
Ma'ayim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa'aratiza,
Wa'aratiza,
Al Yadan,
Al Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
Al Yanawam,
Al Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana,
Na'a,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shabamar,
Shawamar,
Yashra'ana,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al Yad,
Al Yad,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
Na'a Yakaka,
La'ayakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Bayala, Slakia, Bayla, Yala,
Bala Yala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Kal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Atnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar, Tazaatka,
Yashamar Tazaathka,
Waba'aka,
Wabawa'aka,
Mayata,
Mayatha,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ain,
Awallah.
Awalum. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the
I will
hills,
lift up my eyes to the hills.
from whence cometh my help.
Whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
He
moved.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth
He
thee
that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth
he that
Yasha'Allah
keepeth Yashar'Allah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
How is thy keeper?
Yahweh is thy shade
How is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand?
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Thou shalt preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Thou shalt preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
This time forth
and even forevermore.
even forever. This is the Psalms 83 prayer in Hebrew. Alahayah,
Alahaya,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Takarash,
Al-Takarash, keep going.
Wa'al,
Wa'al,
Tashakwat,
Tashakwat,
Al,
Al,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka,
Awayabyaka,
Yahamarwan,
Yahamawan,
Wamashanayaka,
Umashanayaka,
Sha'awa,
Asha'awa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Aimaka,
A'imaka,
Yarayamwa,
Yarayamwa,
Sawad,
Sawad,
Waya, Ta, Ya'aitazawwa,
Wayat, Tayaitazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nakawa,
Nakawa,
Wanakakyadam,
Wanakakidum,
Magaya,
Magalia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yashra'ana,
Sham Yasha'Allah,
Iwad,
Iwad,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'aitazawa,
Nawa'itazawa,
La,
Lab,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al-Yaka,
Al-Yaka,
Baryath,
Baryath,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Al-Ya,
Ahalya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa Yashama Ma'alyo,
Wa Yashama'alium,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wa Hagarium,
Wa Hagarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa Amawan,
Wa Imawan,
Wa Amalak,
Wa Imalak,
Padashat,
Palashath,
I'm Yashabia,
I'm Yashabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gum Ashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarwai,
Zarawai,
Laban Yalawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
Aisha Laham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadyan,
Kasayasara'a,
Kasaya Sara'a,
Yabyan,
Kayabyan,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Wayashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Na Shamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayandara'a,
Ba'ayanda Ara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
La Arama,
Sayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nadayab, Nadayab, Mawa,
Nadayab Mawa,
Ka'irab,
Ka'irab,
Wakaza'aba,
Wakaza'aba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazalmanai,
Wakatazalmanai,
Kal,
Kal,
Nasayakamwa,
Nasaya Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar, Amarwa, Naya Rasha, Lanawa, Ath, Na'awath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Racha, Ka'ash, Taba'ira, Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Salahat, Haryam, Kantharadapma, Pasa'iraka, Wabasar Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kualawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Agyaid, Wayakaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al, Kal, Ha'arataza. All right. Psalm chapter 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kaisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Ored and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
This is the Isupk blessings prayer in Hebrew.
Barakatha Yahweh,
Wa Yahushai.
wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Mayaka Allah.
wa Mayaka Allah,
Wa Alahayim.
wa Alahayim,
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah,
Alawab Yahana.
Alawap Yahana,
Alawab
Ha'alawapyam,
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam,
Hakataza
Ha'kwataza Yanyam,
Yoyo.
Haka Yayolyam,
Waha Akwatyan.
Waha'akwatyan,
Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wadaman, and the blessings prayer in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh.
and Yahweh Shai, and Michael,
And Mike.
and the angels, commanding General Yahana,
General Yohana.
the generals,
The general.
the captains,
The captain.
the officers,
The officer.
the troopers,
The trooper.
and the sisters.
And the sister.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Name of Yahushai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
All right, with that, Sar, go ahead and blow the horn. Yeah, you can set it down. All right, with that, Mashabia, which means to sit. All right, man, clap it up, man. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Brakathum. Yahweh Shamar Hathan, Shem Yahushai. This is the ISUPK, which started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in 1969. We're under commanding General Yohana, and we're here to teach the truth of the Bible for so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, their real true culture and identity according to the scriptures. It is the Sabbath service, which means we do what the Most High says. We don't get unclean. We come down to the Sabbath service. We serve the Lord. It's the service of God that was talked about in Romans chapter 9, talking about how the Israelites were the ones that were given the promises, given the service of God, given the adoption. You understand all of the things and promises that the Most High gave to Israel. This is what we're striving to receive it from the Lord, and in doing so, that includes doing things like coming and doing the Sabbath service, because it's like the Sabbath service is a day of rest for us, but what the Most High is really doing, he's really rejuvenating our spirit. And this is something that's a daily thing. It's not just specifically the Sabbath, because we constantly are to see the scriptures and meditate on them day and night. But what I'm saying is the Sabbath service recalibrates our mindset and perspective according to what Israel had been going through when we first were building our nation, which is very similar to what we're doing today, because we are rebuilding our nation in a strange land. Though, of course, we're not in the Holy Land anymore, but there may be a time where we would be able to really complete that process that started so long ago and get things done the right way. So we're going to pick up where we left off before in the Hebrew, and then translating into English every 7 verses. So go ahead and tell them where you're at, and let's go ahead and see what Israel's got going on today in the book of Deuteronomy. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1.
Shemar,
Shamar,
Ath,
Ath,
Hadash,
Hadash,
Bayab,
Habaya,
Wa'ai, Shayath,
Wa'ai Shayat,
Sak,
Pasak,
La Yahweh,
Lai Yahweh,
Alahayak,
Alahayak,
Hagat,
Kaya,
Lakadash,
Bakadash,
Ha'abayab,
Habaya,
Bayab,
Bayab,
Hawataza, Ya, Ak,
Haya, Watazad,
it's like Slakia. Test. Okay. Hawa Tazaya Ak.
Hawa, Tazaya,
Ak.
Ak,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Alahayak.
Alahayak,
Mama Tazarayim.
Mama Tazarayim,
Laya. Slakia. Layala.
Laya La,
Verse 2.
verse 2.
Wataza. Slakia. Wazabakath.
Bazabakat,
Pasak.
Pasak,
La Yahweh.
La Yahweh,
Alahayak.
Alahayak,
Tazaan.
Tazaan,
Wabakwar.
Wabakor,
Bamakwawam.
Bama Kwa Wam,
Ashar.
Ashur,
Yabachar.
Yabahar,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
La Shakan.
La Shakan,
Shamawa.
Shamawa,
Sham.
Sham,
Verse 3.
verse 3.
La'ah.
La,
Ta'akal.
Ta'akal,
Ilayawa.
Ala Yahweh,
Chamataza.
Hamatatsa,
Shaba'ith.
Shabbat,
Yamayam.
Yamahim,
Ta'akal.
Ta'akal,
Ilayawa.
Ala Yahweh,
Matazawath.
Matazawat,
Lacham.
Yaham,
Ainaya.
Amaya.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Baha,
Bak.
Bahapa, Zawan,
Baha.
like
Pa.
Baka,
Baka.
Pa, Zawan,
Sawan.
Chapter was it?
Yataza'ath,
Yatazabat. Yatazabat.
Ma'arataza,
Marataza.
Matazarayim,
Matazaraim.
Lama'ain,
Lamaim.
Tazakar,
Dazakar.
Ath,
Ath.
Yawam,
Yawam.
Taza'athak,
Dazak. Dak.
Ma'arataza,
Marataza.
Tazarayim,
Matazaraim.
Call,
Call.
Yamaya,
Yamaya.
Chaya, Yach,
Haya.
Yak.
Yak.
Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah.
Yara'ah,
Yara'ah.
Lak,
Lak.
Sha'ar,
Sha'ar.
Bakal,
Bakal.
Gabalak,
Nabalak.
Shaba'ith,
Shabbat.
Yamayam,
Yamayam.
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah.
Yalayan,
Yalayan.
Man,
Man.
Habashar,
Habashar.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Tazabach,
Tazabak.
by Rob,
Barab.
by Yawam,
Baya Ibrahim. Baya Ram.
Hara'ashawan,
Hawa Sharon.
Labakar,
Number 4.
verse 5,
Verse 5.
La'ah,
La.
Tawakal,
Tawakal.
Lazabak,
Lazabak.
Ath,
At.
Hapasak,
Hapasak.
Ba'akad,
Baakad.
Sha'ira, select it, Sha'irayak, select Sha'irayak,
Sha'abrayak.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Nathan,
Nathan.
Lak,
Lak.
verse 6,
Verse 6.
Kaya,
Haya.
Am, All,
All.
Hamakwawam,
Hamakawawam.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Yabakar,
Yabakar.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Lashakan,
Lashakan.
Shamawa,
Shemawa.
Sham,
Sham.
Tazabak,
Tazabak.
Ath,
At.
Hapasak,
Hapasak.
Ba'irab,
Barab.
Kabawa, select Kabawa'a,
Kaba. Wa'a.
Hashamash,
Hashamash.
Mawa'id,
Mara'id.
Taza'athak,
Tazak.
Mamatazarayim,
Mamatazarayim. Verse 7.
verse 7, Wabashak, it's like Wabashalath,
Baba Shailat.
Wa'akalath,
Wa'akalat.
Bamakwawam,
Bama Kawabum.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Yabakar,
Yabakar.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Bawa,
Bawa.
Wapanayath,
Wapanayat.
Babakwar,
Babakor.
Wahalath, it's like it, Wahalakath,
Wahalakat.
La'ahalayak.
La'ahalayak.
Come on, go ahead and get that into English, Baba Kashah.
Deuteronomy 16.
We start verse 1, right?
Yep.
All right.
Observe the month of Abib. And keep,
Slide. Tell them where you're at.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 1.
Okay.
Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of the Egypt by night.
You know, the scripture says that basically the fourth beast would change the times and laws, and that's how we know, like, solidified. It's an actual fact that we're not, like, we're being controlled by people that have seek to change everything. That's why January is the first month. February, it doesn't even line up right because October is a word that means 8, but it's the 10th month. So like Deca means 10, but it's the 12th month. So when you look at Abib is the biblical name for the month that was to be the first month of the year for us, which is oddly enough not even the third month. It's the 4th month according to Esau's kingdom, right? But the scripture tells us that we came out, and this is going to be the beginning of months for us. So the beginning of the year, according to the Bible, is around late March, early April-ish. It varies on a couple things, and that's, of course, outlined in the scriptures as well. But the month of Bib is to be observed. That's why we have the Passover every single year. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God of the flock of the herd, in the place of the Lord shall choose to place his name there.
Keep going.
Thou shalt not eat leavened bread with it. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction. For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day that thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life.
And that's why we have to do this every single year. This is what the Most High commanded us to remember. Not Easter, you understand, not Christmas, but there are days in the Bible that we call high holy days, and they're that way for a reason, meaning high separate days. Those are days where we differentiate ourselves from those that are in the world by, one, not participating in their holidays, quote unquote holidays, right? But also keeping the Lord's holidays. And that's something that's undeniable. You see, you'll have a lot of people online with all these different manner of discourse comments. Like we've been getting some pretty viral clips lately, right? And in the comment section, what you see consistently is people that are trying to talk down on what we do and everything like that. But really all that does is further solidify that this is the truth. So it doesn't offend. I feel like it's more hilarious than anything else because it just goes to show how separate we are from everyone else. Does that make sense? Because what they're reacting to is something that is so foreign to them that even when they consider the Jewish community and the Jewish religion and this and that, they still see us so far different from that. When we go into the scriptures, we find out who's actually accurate with what it's saying. And that's the problem with the world is they don't read enough of the book to understand that what it's saying agrees with what we do and not so much with what their religions have taught them. And that's the unfortunate sleepness that's been put over the entire globe because people look at it from the outside in, they won't understand it. But we have to move and operate with the full confidence that this is the truth because it is the truth. And that we know these laws and we understand that these are things that we prove to the Lord that we love him by keeping them and doing them. Go ahead.
And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all the coast 7 days, neither shall there anything of the flesh. And thou shalt sacrifice the first day at even, remain all night until the morning.
What verse was that?
That was 4.
Okay, go ahead.
And thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Keep going.
But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that cometh forth out of Egypt.
Now, this is a very important 2 scriptures to make because you have to ask these people that are out there, they call themselves individualites. What do you do for Passover? Are you just keeping the sacrifice of the Passover within thy gates, meaning in their own home? Because that's what that means. Oh, I keep the Passover, I just do it here. We just have a little dinner at the house. No. The Lord is telling you to come with the congregation. It says in the place where he chooses to place his name in. You understand? And that's going to be the tabernacle. That's the place that he chooses to stake his name in is the home of the truth.
Right.
Straight up and down. That's exactly what it is. That's what it's always been. It's not like you have, how do I say? You might have individual feast days throughout the chapters within the school, like as the scriptures told us before, where it says within the zone that we're in to not do that within our gates, but to come with the congregation where it's set up locally for you, right? So that's an acceptable thing for the feast days. The Passover, we take it an even further extent by actually having everybody come together under one large, event. And that's something that, again, it just further shows our zeal for the Most High because we are keeping those laws. And it's not like it's some crazy thing. This is business as usual for us. It's normal for us to have the kind of clothes, the garments that we wear, and to keep God's laws and to have the diets that we have. You understand? The rest of the world is so far behind in understanding the scriptures that we just continue to set that example, and those that the Most High chooses to awaken to the fact that this is the truth, they will open their minds to it. The rest of the world, most of the world, will turn their ear from it. They'll try to degrade it. They'll try to devalue it in any way, shape, or form that they can. But what that ultimately does is it just further devalues them from the Most High. Does that make sense? Because really what's happening is their pride and their arrogance and the things that they see that offend them is something that we constantly see. We're used to that. But we know what's true and what isn't. It's a matter of us going into the scriptures and actually reading it and then keeping it. And that's something that I want to hit home on, because if a fake Israelite or individualite were to read this verse, they may not even understand what it means where it says not to sacrifice it within thy gates. And then they'll try to fit the Bible to fit their lifestyle so that they feel good about what they're doing instead of coming into the fold, instead of coming into the congregation. Because there's probably also other things that they're doing that, just like this, evade the law. You understand? And so we can't be hypocritical. We have to set that tone, set that example so that they can follow it and hopefully awaken to the fact that what they do doesn't necessarily benefit them because they're doing it by themselves. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou shalt turn in the morning and go into thy tents.
All right, let's go back to the Hebrew. We'll read another 7 verses. That's going to put you to verse 14. And go ahead and get that going.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 8.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 8.
Sheshat,
Sheshat,
Yamayam,
Yamayan,
Ta'akal,
Ta'akal,
Matazawath,
Matazarat,
Wabayawam,
Wabayayam, Yaram,
Hashabaya,
Hashabayaya,
Itazawath. It's like a Itazawath.
Atazarat,
La Yahweh,
La Yahweh,
Alahayak,
Alahayak,
La'ah,
La
Ta'aisha,
Tasha,
Mala'aka.
Malaka.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Shabai,
Shabai,
Shaba'ith,
Shabaith,
Thasapa, Thasapar,
Tazabar,
Lak,
Lak,
Bahakal,
Mako,
Karash, it's like a Karamash,
Karamash,
Bakwama,
Bakawam, Bakwama.
Thakal,
Tako.
Lasapar,
Lasapa.
Shabai,
Shaban.
Shabai Wath.
Shabawat.
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
Wa Aishayath
Baashayat.
Chag,
Kak.
Shabai Wath,
Shabawat.
La Yahweh,
La Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Masat. It's like Masath,
Masat.
Nada Bath,
Nanabath.
Yadak,
Yarak.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Thathan,
Nathun.
Ashar,
Kashar.
Yababra, Kak,
Yabarakak.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak.
Alahayak.
Verse 11.
Verse 11.
Washa Machath,
Washamakat.
Lapanaya,
Ampanaya.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Atha,
Atha.
Wabanak,
Wabanak.
Wabathak,
Wabatak.
Waibadak,
Waabadak.
Waamathak,
Waamatak.
Wahala, Waya,
Wahala. Waya.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Basha Irayak,
Baasharayak.
Wahagar,
Wahagar.
Wahayatawan. It's like Wahayatawan,
Wahaya. Taiwan.
Wahala Manah,
Wahala. Mana.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Bakwarbak,
Bakwabak.
Bama Kwamwum,
Bamakwawam.
Ashar,
Ashar.
Yabakar,
Yabakar.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Alahayak,
Alahayak.
Lashakan,
Lashakan.
Shemawa,
Shemaiwa.
Shum.
Shem.
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Salakia. Karath,
Wazakaroth.
Kaya,
Kaya.
Ibad,
Abad.
Haya, Yath,
Hayayat.
Bama Tazarayim,
Bama.
Tazarayim,
Bamatazraim.
Washamarath,
Masharath.
Wa'aisha Yath,
Wa'asharath.
Ath.
At. Wa'asharath.
It's like Ha Kwayum,
Hakwa.
Kwayum,
Ha. Kwayumam.
Ha'ala, Salakia, Ha'ala,
Ha-Allah.
verse 13.
Verse 13.
Kag,
Kag.
Hasakath,
Hazakat.
the Aisha,
Daisha.
Lak,
Lak.
Shabaith,
Shabbat.
Yamayum,
Yamayam.
Ba'a, Sapak,
Ba'al Shabak.
Magaranak,
Magaranak.
Wamaya Kwabak,
Wamay.
Ya.
Ya.
Kwabak.
Kwabak.
Verse 14.
Verse 14.
Washamachath,
Washamakat.
Bakha. It's like it. Bakhagag.
Bakag.
Bakhag.
Bakag.
Bakhag. Bakhakak.
Bakag. Kakadat. I mean,
Atha.
Ata.
Wabanak.
Wabanak.
Wabathak.
Wabatak.
Waibadak.
Waabadak.
Waamathak.
Waamatak.
Wahala. Waya.
Wahala. Waya.
Wahagar.
Wagar.
Wahayathawam.
Wahaya. Taiwan.
Wahaalamana.
Waha-alamana.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Basha Irayak.
Bashar Irayak.
That was verse 14. All right, let's get that into English. Again, let them know where you're at, what chapter and verse.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse
8.
8. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and the 7 days shall be a solemn assembly to the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work therein.
So it says 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. So you have the Passover, and then you have 6 days of the unleavened bread, and then the 7th day, which is literally a week after the Passover, it says there'll be a solemn assembly, so a closing of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, there's actually a really good benefit to this actual practice, because you'll be basically detoxing your body of all the carbs that come from eating bread. That's something that is pretty much good for you, right? There's certain high holy days that do that. It's good for your body, kind of helps reset it, kind of like the Day of Atonement, how you're literally not eating or drinking for 24 hours straight. Slug, are you raising your hand, sir? Officer Capiar? Oh, it looked like you was raising your hand. I don't know if you was. Oh, right? He's out there like this. No, he just probably. All right, no, I sweat, no sweat. But yeah, when you fast like that, and even intermittent fasting, the brothers will tell you the benefits of that. It's a way to cleanse yourself and kind of reset things, kind of help your body stay in good condition, right? And that's really what it's all about. Your body is just a biological machine that needs that consistent keep up, you know what I'm saying? And even and that's just something that the Lord orders us to do that has a benefit, that if we do it, it just benefits us. It's no different than like when we have the dietary laws, right? The dietary laws have us eat certain foods, and quite naturally it helps us avoid a lot of health complications from the foods that are unclean, that are bad for us to eat. So it's always good for us to keep God's laws, whether they understand the full benefits of it or not. You understand? The Most High is treating us like his children. He's telling us what to do, whether we understand exactly all the benefits of what we do it or not. So we have to just trust the Most High's laws. This is one thing we got to learn to do, is to trust that the Lord is correct more than we are. And so when he tells us to put fringes on our clothes, he tells us to have the high holy days, the feast days, the unleavened bread, and then it's going to go further into the Feast of First Fruits right here. Let's just go ahead and read on that. Which verse you in?
Verse 9.
Go ahead.
7 weeks thou shalt remember unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn.
The sickle to the corn is meaning about this, talking about the harvest, right? Harvest time, or even the how do you say, the gardening, right? All of the agricultural process that comes in with setting up that first harvest. So, you know, the interesting thing about this, we actually keep our Sabbath services with this very same cadence, because this scripture says 7 weeks thou shalt number unto thee. 7 days are in 1 week. And so 7 weeks puts us at 49 days exactly. When we read the scriptures during the Sabbath service, I'm just letting y'all know, just so y'all understand, we actually read them 7 verses at a time, typically, unless for time's sake, right? But we try to stay with the cadence of 49 verses each Sabbath service. And just like how even Christ says, he uses the number 7 as a number of completion. It's not some deep thing. You understand? It's just our culture. For some reason, 7 is used, of course, for the week, for the weeks, and that we're seeing it right here for the Feast of First Fruits, 49 days, which is exactly 7 weeks. Okay. And just so you know, we're reading 7 verses at a time. So that's not a coincidence. It's just echoing the kind of stuff that we've always done. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why we read 7 verses at a time. It's just part of our culture to do things like that, to keep that consistency. Go ahead. Verse 10. You're on
And
verse 10.
10. Thou shalt keep the feast of the weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a free will offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God has blessed thee.
Meaning, according to as the Lord thy God have blessed thee, that's referring to the tithes, right? Which would be a 10th. So it mentions that as well. But a free will offering is not necessarily like something that's exact. Free will offerings are optional, and they are something that is like as a courtesy. Brothers that throw in a couple extra dollars towards the funding of the school so we could do charity events, so we could do, things around the school to maintain it or upgrade things. It's completely normal for us to do free will offerings, and especially during the time of the Feast of First Fruits, because technically in our kingdoms, those would be the time where we have an access of abundance of resources and crops and those sort of things, because look at the time of the year that takes place. Around spring, right, is when everything comes to life. So that's when the harvest is plentiful, and that's where resources are good. And that's why the Most High says that right there, where he says, according as the Lord that God hath blessed thee, because some people have more land than others. Some people have more crops than others. And even in today's time, we're considered to be servants and slaves here in America, but we still have the ability to budget our resources and to spread them out so that they can benefit our nation and benefit the tabernacle. So you have a shirt with us, sir. That shirt goes hard too. I like that. It's like on some Texas stuff right there. Go ahead.
And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, and thou son, and thou daughter, and thou manservant, and maidservant, and the Levite that is within thou gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you. And the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there.
Keep going.
And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes.
Yeah, remember that when we were slaves in Egypt, we didn't have the freedom to do these things. We didn't have that freedom. We're just so in a position here in America, at least at this point in time, where we have the freedom of religion, where we're going to keep God's laws even here in the middle of our captivity. You understand? So remember, we were slaves in Egypt. They were trying to get us to live the way they lived. They were literally forcing us to live certain ways. Remember, the Pharaoh wouldn't even let us go serve our God. He wasn't even letting us keep the Passover. The Most High had to destroy their whole kingdom because he tried to prevent us from keeping God's law. And here in America, they better not try to do that same thing, because it'll be the end of their entire civilization, trying to keep us from keeping God's law. They have freedom of speech right now, but it seems like more and more each day we're losing that freedom of speech. We get banned on social media for saying the things that we say and keeping God's laws as exact as we do. We get bombarded with a lot of naysayers that say things about what they see when we post videos of us training or videos of us, wearing garments and having the feast days. People got a lot of slick things to say. Now let them go ahead and take that a further step in trying to prevent us from keeping God's laws. It'll be the end of this civilization as well. Don't be afraid of what man can do to you. Be afraid of the Most High. Fear him. Keep his laws. That's why he says, thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacle. My bad. Verse 12 says, and thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Show appreciation to the Lord by keeping these laws here in this time. Because remember, there was a time where we couldn't in Egypt. They prevented us from it. In the time of the Greeks, they made it illegal to profess yourself to be an Israelite. You understand? But here we are professing it while amongst the heathen, while we have this small sanctuary. And how much faith do you have to do that? It's a great deal of faith. It's a great deal of power that the Most High is putting in you so that you can continue to keep your culture in a place where most of our people don't know their culture. And you can be that shining example for them to see by stepping into the fold here, coming back to your true culture and identity in the sight of all these other people that got a lot to say about it. Because you'll be strong in your faith in the Most High, because you'll be doing what he said to do right here, where he said to remember these things, to keep the feast days, to keep the Feast of First Fruits and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, like we just read in Deuteronomy chapter 16. Keep going.
Thou shalt 13. And thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. And after thou have gathered in thou corn and thou wine.
And I like that it keeps that same theme, because we was going off of fasting off of bread to now dealing with corn and a little bit of wine, right? Nothing wrong with that. Little wine at the end of the day never hurt. You know what I'm saying? Christ himself was a wine bearer. That's perfectly lawful. But the having the corn, hey, go all the way through with it. Lay off the flour tortillas for a month. Stick with the corn tortillas, the corn chips. Because even during the day of the week of unleavened bread, the corn chip counts as an unleavened bread. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So we keep that same momentum going. It puts us in a different mentality instead of being fleshly and wanting to indulge in the fatness of foods and delicacies here in America. Instead, we're thinking in a more humble sense, because corn, shoot, you might think of that, okay, corn is what you eat when you're broke. Well, heck, I like eating corn when I'm not broke. I like eating beans and rice when I still have abundance. But we always got to remember that day where our water well runs dry, because those days could always be thrown back into our life. And before you know it, we forget about the times where the Most High gave us an abundance. Those times where we had the opportunity to give a free will offering and chose not to. The time where you don't have anything, remember the times that you had plenty. And in the times where you have plenty, remember the times that you don't have anything. There's going to come a time where you forget about being a slave in America and having to clock into a 9 to 5, whether it be in this life or whether your spirit experiences that in the next life. We have to understand that there's a time frame that we're looking at right here where we're starting to shift out of hell and out of slavery. Go ahead.
And thou shalt rejoice in thou feast.
It says what?
And thou shalt rejoice in thou feast.
Yeah, them photos you see during the Passover, that's not fake. We really are rejoicing in the feasts. We really are starting to, like, that weight that's being lifted off of us by keeping God's laws, that's real. That happiness is real. That feeling of brotherhood you get when you see the whole kingdom come together for something like the Passover, that is a taste of what heaven is like. That is a true reason to rejoice. The world won't understand that. They don't understand it because they're too busy trying to make viral videos about trying to bring a white woman wearing a Burger King crown to our Passover, and we had to kick them out. That's what they're more worried about. They're not worried about the rejoicing that's going on because we're amongst each other after all these years of us not being together. To see Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans come together because we've always been one family, that's something the world is shocked to see. Go ahead.
Thou and thou son and thy daughter and thou maidservant and thou manservant and thou maidservant and the Levite and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow that are within thou gates.
Yeah, because again, it's going to be one of the things where everybody gets involved with it. The Levite, it says the stranger and the fatherless. It's talking about Israel that is, of course, going to be doing their thing in the kingdom. And the other nations, they're going to be trying to cling on to us. They're going to want in on the action. They're going to want to be a part of it. It'll be at the discretion of our king whether or not they'll be able to take part in any of that. You know what I'm saying? And you best believe he's going to keep what the Lord said to do. So be advised about that, because the truth is right now, a lot of our brothers and sisters, they're considered strangers, like the prodigal son. They done went a whole different path. For them to come in to the Passover with basic clothes on, that's like as if a stranger for you. That's like as if a stranger's come unto you, but they may be family coming to experience the brotherhood that we have. And that's why a lot of times people, they come in to the Passover that first year, it overwhelms them. They don't even know how to feel being around that level of people, actually, like Blacks and Hispanics, actually getting along and laughing and joking and drinking and not fighting. You know how crazy that is? That a lot of us grow up in households where everybody's constantly screaming at each other and fighting, and this is bloodline families. And then for all of us from different walks of life come together and everybody's getting along and laughing and making memories and actually congregating as a nation, not as a church, but as a nation. That's what the Most High is pushing us towards again. And the world is offering you the complete opposite of that. All right, keep going. Oh, that was the rest of it? And the widow? Oh, you're on. And the widow.
15.
14. Read 14.
And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant and the Levite and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow that are within thy gates.
All right, let's go back to the Hebrew and read another 7 verses from 15 to 21. Come. Let's get that.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 15.
Shabbat,
Yamayom,
Yamayam, Takag, La Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allah
Bamakwam,
Ashar,
Yabakar,
Yahweh,
Kaya,
Yabarakak,
Yabawakahak,
Yahweh,
Allah
Bakal, Tabawa Athak, Wabakal, Ma'aisha, Yad Yak, Wahaya Yath, Ak, Shamak. Verse 16. Shalawash, Pa'ai Mayam, Bashana,
Yara,
Call,
Zakarak,
Ath,
At,
Panaya,
Panaya, Yahweh,
Alahayak,
Allah,
Bamakwawam,
Ashar,
Yabakar,
Bakag,
Hamatazawath,
Amatazarat,
Wabakag, Hashabai Wath,
Hashaba, Rat,
Wabakag,
Wabakag,
Hasakawath,
Wala,
Wabra, it's like Wabra,
Yabara,
Ath,
At,
Panaya,
Yahweh,
Rayakwam,
Wayakwam,
verse 17.
verse 17.
Ayash, Kamathanath,
Kamata, Yath,
Yadwa, Kaborkath,
Kabakat,
Yahweh,
Alahayak,
Ashar, Nathan, Lak, verse 18.
verse 18.
Shapatyam, Tarayam,
Washatarayam,
Tathan, Lak, Bakal, Sha'irayak, Ashar, Yahweh, Al-Hayak,
Alahayak,
Nathan,
Lak,
Lashabatayak.
Labashatayak.
Washapatwa.
Washapatawa.
Ath.
At.
Ha'aim.
Aim.
Mashapat.
Mashapat.
Tazadak.
Tazadak.
Verse 19.
Verse 19.
La'ah.
La.
Tata.
Tata.
Mashapat.
Mashapat.
La'ah.
La.
Thakaya. It's like it. Thakayar.
Takayor.
Panayam.
Panayam.
Wala'ah.
Wala.
Takwak.
Takak.
Shakad.
Sakad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hashakad.
Hasakad.
Ya'aywar.
Yawar.
Ayanaya.
Ayanaya.
Kakamayam.
Haka. Mayam.
Waya salak.
Wala salab.
Wayas salap.
Wala. Waya shalab.
Dabaria.
Tabaria.
Tazadaya Kwam.
Tazadaya Kwam.
Verse 20.
Verse 20.
Tazadak.
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 Taradak.
Taradak.
Lama. Salakia. Lama'ain.
Lamaim.
Takaya.
Tayakaya.
Waya ra shath.
Waya ra shat.
Ath.
At.
Ha'aratza.
Harataza.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Alahayak.
Alahayak.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Lak.
Lak.
Verse 21.
Verse 21.
La'ah.
La.
Tatai.
Tatai.
Lak.
Lak.
Ashar.
Ashar.
It's like it. Ashara.
Ashara.
Call.
Call.
Aitaza.
Ataza.
Atazal.
Atazal.
Mazabak.
Mazabak.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Alahayak.
Alahayak.
Ashar.
Ashar.
The Aisha.
Tasha.
Lak.
Lak.
Started at 18, right? Was it?
15.
15. 7 days Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 15.
Go ahead.
7 days thou shalt keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thy increase, in all thy work of thine hands. Thou shalt surely rejoice.
Go, keep going.
3 times in a year all thy males shall appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, the feast of weeks, and the feast of tabernacles. And they shall not appear before the Lord empty.
I like that that is referring to this because the 3 times a year that you see this, these are exactly when you see all the brothers, especially during the high holy days, they go up to salute the scroll. That's a big part of it. It also says that they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Well, I'll tell you right now, all the brothers in the Isupk and the commanding general Johanna, they don't appear empty because they're always putting in work for this truth to keep the tabernacle going, to keep the zones operational. You understand? It is all warfare, honestly. And that's why it's referring to the men right here to come together, because it just goes to show the strength of our nation coming as one, and our people, basically all the men representing the culture like that. You got to have strong men in any culture so that it can thrive. And so they appear before the whole entire congregation. And read on, we'll see what else it says.
Every man should give as he is able, according to the blessings of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee.
Keep going.
Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment.
Uh-oh. Well, I thought Christian said we're not supposed to judge. No, it says the officers and the judges that are set to be leaders over the people, they are given the authority to do so. Don't let Christians tell you otherwise. Keep going.
He shall not rest judgment, no, shall not respect persons, neither take a gift, nor for a gift doth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous.
And that's what the scripture says, that thing about gifts. A gift destroyeth the heart. Don't let briberies take hold of you. That's why, I mean, you know, there's a video Commanding General Hanna talking about how he tried to get offers from the Jewish community to maintain the school. He turned that down. Suitcases of money, he turned them down. He didn't take gifts from anybody. You understand? Because it gets rid of the integrity. So we have to keep that same mindset. You know why? Because it's biblical.
Right.
Because the Bible is telling us to not do those things, to not respect persons. Doesn't matter if you're boys to men or Neo coming up to us. You understand it? We're not respecters of persons like that. You're going to get in all black. If LeBron James could walk through that door right now and say he wants to be a part of the school, he's going to have to get in all black. And I'm not talking about the Philly jersey that he just switched to Philadelphia. I'm talking about all black, boots, pants, shirt, headband, scarf. And he can sweep him up. And he'll say, "Con one con." You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a righteous thing because we're not respecters of persons. You know why? Because, again, we'll show him that's what it says in the scriptures, and he'll believe it, and he'll say, you know what? That is what the Bible says. Let me be humble. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. Hey, that's what the scripture says. It says, every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, what he had given thee. You make $30,000 a year? La'ishra. You make 8 million in 1 year? La'ishra. It's only fair, right? It's absolutely fair. Oh, Sluggy, sir, what you want to add to that?
Testing. Hey, and you don't have to come in here and do what I do. They don't have to come in here and do what we do. They can just come in here, come to the feast days, come to class, pay their tithes.
Right.
They don't have to go out to camp. They don't have to be debating. They don't have to, you know what I mean, teach class. They don't have to. Right. You could just be a brother.
Right.
You could just be a brother, own businesses, do your thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just, you feel me? But they be so afraid of like, oh, I got to do what you do. You don't have to do what I do. I'll fight for you.
Right.
If you ain't tough enough to fight, you come in here, you got brother. That's the whole reason of having brothers.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's facts.
What? Who won the battle? Who said what about what? You know what I'm talking about? Well, where they at? Right. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the whole thing about it. You feel me? But they be so afraid of being in the public eye, and you know what I mean? Like you could just come in here and be a brother in the school, come to the feast days, come to class, pay your tithes. You know what I'm talking about? And just be an excellent brother.
You know, whether we realize it or not, we are the trendsetters, and the people that are celebrities, quote unquote celebrities, they set trends as well. When they follow after things, it was like 20 years ago, men weren't rocking beards like the way they do now. It wasn't as normalized. It really wasn't. People were clean shaven because they was looking at music videos with Diddy on it and 112 and all them clean shaven brothers. Now, you don't see KC and JoJo setting the trend. You see Captain Tazariak setting trends. You understand what I'm saying? We're the ones that are going viral now, and it's not for pride. It's because, again, we set the trends. Even celebrities follow that, and before you know it, other people follow it because they see their sports personalities doing this and that, whatever. They could just come in and be a brother. You're right, absolutely. Unless they have the zeal to take it further. But I'm just telling you right now, we set the trends nonetheless. Keep going. Most High in Christ.
Verse 20. That which is altogether just shall thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Right, keep going.
Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees near unto the altar of the Lord thy God, which thou shalt make thee.
All right, let's go back to the Hebrew. You got one more verse in this chapter, and then you're going to read 6 verses in chapter 17. All right, go ahead and do that. He's reading 7 verses at a time.
Okay. So he's saying
Yeah. Come on, sir.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 22.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 22.
Wala'a,
Mala'ah,
takwawam,
Takawam,
takwayam,
Takwayam,
lak,
Lak,
matazabah,
Matazabah,
ashar,
Ashar,
shana'ah,
Shana'ah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayat.
Alahayak.
Deuteronomy 17:1.
Deuteronomy 17, 1.
La'ah,
La'ah,
Zabak,
Tazabak,
la Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayat,
Alahayak,
Shawor,
Shavor,
Shah,
Mashah,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yahaya,
Yahaya, Bara,
Mawam,
Mawam,
Call,
Call,
Dabar,
Dabar,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Tawai, Bath,
Tawabat,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayat,
Alahayak,
Hawa'ah.
Hawa,
Verse 2.
verse 2.
Kaya,
Kaya,
Yama, Taza'ah,
Yamataza,
Bakwa, Bak,
Baka,
Bakwa,
Bakwa, Wabak,
Ba'a, Ba'akad,
Bakad,
Sha'irayak,
Sha'arayak,
Shor,
Ashar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayat,
Alahayak,
Natan,
Natan,
Lak,
Lak,
Ayash,
Ayash,
Awa,
Awa,
Ashab,
Asha,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Ya'aisha,
Yasha,
Ath,
At,
Hara'at. It's like Hara'ai,
Harai,
Ba'ayanaya,
Naya,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayat,
Alahayak,
La'aibar, La'ai, it's like La'aibar,
Laba,
Bara, Yahdawa,
Baba, Tawa,
Bara, Yahdawa.
Baba, Yatawa.
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
Wayalak,
Waya Lak,
Wayaibar.
Waya
So it's
Abar,
like it. Wayaibar,
Waya Abad,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Akarayam,
Akayarayam,
Wayashata Kawa,
Waya Shata Kawa,
Laham,
Laham,
Walasha Shamash,
Wala Shamas,
Awa,
Ala Awa,
Layarach,
La Ya Rak,
Awa,
Awa,
Nakal,
Laka,
Tazabah, it's like it. Tazabah,
Tazabaa,
Hashamayam,
Hashamayam,
Shor,
Ashar,
La'ah,
Laa,
Tazawa, Yatawa,
Tazawataw,
Salakya, Tazawa, Yataya,
Tazawa, Latawa, Lataya.
verse 4.
Verse 4.
Wahagad,
Wahagad,
Lak,
Lak,
Washamayat, it's like Washama'ith,
Washa, Ma'ait,
Wadawraz, Wada Rashat
Wadaz Rashat
Hayatab
Hayatab
Wahana
Wahana
Amath
Amat
Nakawan
Lakawan
Hadabar
Harabar
Na Aisha. Select it. Na Aisha Ta
Naasha Shata
Hatawa I Ba
Hata Awabad
Hazaath
Hazaat
Ba Yashua Allah.
by Yashal.
Verse 5.
Verse 5.
Waha. It's like Waha Wa Tazaath.
Wahawa Tazaat
Ath.
At
Ha'ayash.
Ha'ayash
Hahawa'a.
Ha'awaya
Awa.
Awa
Ath.
At
Ha'ash. It's like Ha'ash.
Ha'ash
Hahawa'a.
Ha'awaya Wa'a
Ashar.
Shaw
It's like Aishawa.
Ashawan
Ath.
At
Hadabar.
Harabar
Hara'ai.
Hara'ai
Hazar.
Hazar
All.
All
Sha'irayak.
Sha'irayak
Ath.
At
Ha'ayash.
Ha'ayash
Awa.
Awa
Ath.
At
Ha'ai. It's like Ha'asha.
Ha'asha
Wasa Kwa La Thai. It's like Wasa Kwa La Thumb.
Wasa Kwa Natham
Ba'abanayam.
Ba'abanayam
Wama Tawa.
Wama Daya.
Verse 6.
Verse 6.
Al.
Oh,
Aya.
Paya
Shanayam.
Shanayam
Ayam.
Adium
Awa.
Awa
Shalash.
Shalash
Ayam.
Adwan Adwan I mean Adam Item
Yawamath.
Yawamath
Hamath.
Hamath
La'a.
La
Yawamath.
Yawamath
Al.
Oh
Aya.
Paya
I.
Ad
Akkad.
Akkad.
That's it, right?
All right, Most High Christ. Go back to the English. Using, let them know where you left off. Deuteronomy 16, the last verse, verse 22. Let's get that.
Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 22. Neither shalt thou set thee up any image which the Lord thy God hateth.
Yeah, no more of them white Jesuses in their household with the Last Supper. They got like 3 of the same person in it. You understand? None of those images. We'll be having them statues with the Mother Mary and all that kind of stuff, especially the one hanging from the chain. I see a lot of females wearing the Mother Mary chain from the, you know what I'm saying, from the Catholic Church. First of all, she ain't even look like that. Second of all, you shouldn't be putting an image on her anyways. You understand? If you're going to wear anything, wear the family crest, which is not a star. I don't know how many times we got to keep telling everybody in the comment section. The Bible says stars are round. The circle of the stars is what the scripture says. So I don't know where they're getting this 6-point star from. You know what it is? Keep going before I go off on a tangent. Next chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 1. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish, or any evil favoredness,
Mm-hmm.
the favoredness, for that is an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
Right. Don't bring the Most High any of that bull jive. I'm talking about the flock with the blemishes. They got a little pus coming out the side, little skin tags, and diseases. No, that's not the sacrifice you give the Most High. You give them the best of the best, la creme de la creme for you French niggas. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be giving the Lord our best, not the scraps. That's why right when you get that paycheck, the first thing you want to do with that money, because I know you got bills to pay, but I pay them tithes first. I pay the tithes first. You know why? Because that's my paycheck without blemish. You know what I'm saying? It's your resources. Keep the laws. I'm telling you, it's you can't afford not to pay your tithes. You understand what I'm saying? Because before you know it, you try to be selfish, and then the Most High got you in jail or something. Got you in rehab. Got you in the hospital. You could think things don't have to go that way. Things can go in your favor if you just follow the Most High's laws, man. Keep going.
If there be found among you within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, a man or a woman that have wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, in transgression his covenant,
Keep going. It's going to explain this.
and hath gone and served other gods and worshipped them, either the sun or moon or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded.
Exactly. That's why we're talking about the sun and moon, because again, people think that it's a star. You understand? Or it'll be a women that be into that astrology bull stuff. You know what I'm saying? Got all the algorithms on TikTok going over astrology signs and who's best fit for you according to their what do you call it, their Capricorn and Sagittarius, or you're a Cancer. Who do I match with the Taurus? No, most I don't care about none of that. You start meditating on things like that, you turn away from the Most High. You start trusting in things like that. You understand? So the Most High is telling you not to be dealing with none of those things. But what happens to those that are caught living that way when we're in the kingdom? This is what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And it be told thee, and thou have heard of it, and inquired it diligently, and behold, it be true, and that thing certain, that such abominations is wrought in Israel.
Oh, yeah, because I done seen this. Okay, when they inquired diligently, they went and searched and found out she had the Ouija board and under the bed. She had the tarot cards stashed away. You understand? She had the what they had in them little stones, some healing stones, all this pseudo spiritual junk that a lot of people eat up, doing witchcraft and things like that. That's pretty bad in South America, a lot of that witchcraft stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people turn to that because they feel guilt from not keeping the Most High's laws correctly, so they try to find power in other things. But really, it's just turning them even further away from the Most High, and we have to keep away from those things. Go ahead.
Then thou shalt bring forth that man or that woman which have committed the wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shall stone them with stones till they die.
It says what? What's that last part say?
Till they die.
It says they'll get stoned with stones. That's what will happen in the kingdom. That's what happened in our land. That's why we can't have no mishaps. We have to train your mind not to. We have to train your mind not to think that way now, so it could prevent stones getting yeeted at you. You understand? Now, of course, we have the mercy of Christ in this place. We should be thankful for Christ because of the way He's been able to deter us from getting stoned, for way to deter us from getting killed by the Lord. And we actually have a chance to try again, to become a new person. You have to take that seriously.
Right.
You can't just throw that opportunity away. You have to understand that Christ is doing this so that we can finally come back and be the Lord's children again. Go back to the Hebrew. Oh no, you got one more verse. Go ahead.
In the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death.
Right, because you got to have a jury. It can't just be one person, because then that could be unfair. It wouldn't be fair. There has to be multiple people to confirm this thing. And then, of course, those people have to have integrity. They can't be conspiring together to lie about what this person did, because lest somebody die off of some false accusation, which would again be exactly against the scriptures. Those if somebody were to do that, they'd be breaking the Lord's law, because the Lord tells us not to bear false witness. because it's a life or death thing. It's what determines what, like this same mentality, even in modern day times, is what determines what people end up having 25 to life in prison off of a murder charge. You understand? So it's serious. That's why they try to tell you to swear in on the Bible until you promise to swear the truth and nothing but the truth, right? But Israel knows that we actually have to do that. Esau uses that just for show and then lies about everything and calls it politics. Am I saying something y'all don't know? That's why the Jamaicans are so on point when they call it politics. Because they said, you know, they campaign for this and then they lie about it, everything. They don't keep up their end of the bargain. It doesn't mean nothing to swear on the Bible for them. But for us, it's our culture to not be liars. It's our culture to have these processes so that people can be judged correctly. You understand? And that things can be set in order so that the world doesn't go into chaos. And when I say the world, I'm talking about our world, the world of Israel. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 7.
Oh, no, go ahead. You go back into Hebrew. Yeah, go back to the Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yad.
Ha'idayam.
Ha'adayam.
Bahaya.
Daya.
Bawa.
Bawa.
Ra'ashana.
Ba'arashana.
Lahamayatawa.
Lahamai. Dawa. Dawa.
Wayad.
Wayad.
Call.
Call.
Ha'ain.
Hayam.
Ba'acharana.
Haha.
Ba'arana.
Karana.
Verse 8.
Verse 8.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Yapala. Sorry. Yapala'a.
Yapala'a.
Mamak.
Mamak.
The bar.
The bar.
Lamashapat.
Lama Shapat.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Dam.
Dum.
Dam.
Ladum.
Bayan. Sorry. Bayan.
Bayan.
Dayan.
Dayan.
Ladayan.
Ladayan.
Wabayan.
Rabayan.
Nagai.
Nagai.
Lanagai.
Lanagai.
The Barya.
The Barya.
Raya. Bath.
Rabayat.
Basha. It's like Basha I Rayak.
Basha Abrayak.
Wakwa. It's like Wakwamath.
Wakwamat.
Wa'ailayath.
Wa'alayat.
All.
Oh.
Hamakwa. It's like Hamakwa. Wum.
Hama. Kwai. Wum.
Shor.
Ashor.
Yabakor.
Yabakor.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Alahayat.
Alahayak.
Bawa.
Bawa.
Verse 9.
Verse 9.
Waba'ath.
Waba'ath.
All.
Oh.
Ha Nayam.
Haka. Ha. Nayam.
Hala Wayam.
Hala. Wayam.
Wa'al.
Wa'ol.
Hashapat.
Shapat.
Shor.
Ashor.
Yahaya.
Yahaya. Yahaya.
Mayam.
Bayam. Mayam.
Haham.
Haham.
Wadarashath.
Wadai Rashat.
Wahagayadawa.
Wahagai Wagai
Wahagayadawa.
Wahaga Ga
Dawa.
Gaya Dawa.
Lak.
Lak.
Ath.
Ath.
The bar.
The bar.
Hamashapat.
Hama Shapat.
Verse 10.
Verse 10.
Wa'aishayath.
Wa'aishayat.
Al.
Al.
Paya,
Paya,
Hadabar,
Hadaba,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yada, Yadawa,
Yagat, God, Dawa,
Lak,
Lak,
Man,
Man,
Hamakwa, Wam,
Hama, Kwa, Wam,
Hahawa'a,
Ha, Wa, Ya,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yabakor,
Yabakor,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Bashama, Rath,
Washamarat,
by Aisha Wath,
La Asharat,
Call,
Kakal,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yawa, select it, Yawa, Ra, Wak,
Yahweh, Wa, Rock,
where she living,
verse 11,
Isle,
Al,
Paya,
Paya,
Hathawa, Ra,
Hata, Ta, Ra,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yawa, Ra, Wak,
Yahweh, Rock,
Wa Isle,
Waal,
Hamashapat,
Hama, Shabbat,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Ya'ama, Ra, select Ya'amarawa,
Ya'am, Mar, Rival,
La,
Lak,
to Aisha,
Dasha,
La'a,
La,
the Sawar,
that's a war,
Man,
Man,
Hadabar,
Hadabor,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Yaga Yadawa,
Yaga, Gadawa,
Lak,
Lak,
Yamayan,
Yamoyan,
Washama, selected, Washama, Al,
Wash,
Shagya, Washama, Allah,
Washama, Allah,
verse 12,
verse 12,
Waha'ayash,
Waha, Yash,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Ya'aima, select, Ya'aisha,
Yasha,
Bazat, the one,
Basa, the one,
Labalataya,
Labata, Nata, Taiwa,
Shemai,
Shemai,
Oh,
Oh,
Hakahan,
Hakahan,
Ha'aimad,
Hamad,
Lasharath,
Lasharat,
Shab,
Sham,
Af,
At,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Allahaya,
Alahaya,
Awa, Awa,
Awa,
Oh,
Oh,
Hashapat,
Hashapat,
Wamath,
Wamat,
Ha'ayash,
Hayash,
Hahawa'ah,
Ha'awaya,
Waba'ayrath,
Waba, Arat,
Harai,
Harai,
Ma Yashua Allah.
Mayashala,
I think that's it, right?
Verse 13 is the last one.
Verse 13 is last. Oh, okay. Verse 13.
verse 13,
We'll call
Wakal,
Ha'aim,
Ha'im,
Yashama'aywa,
Yashamaiwa,
Wayara Awa,
Waya, Iowa,
Wala'a,
Wala,
Yazayada one,
Yasa, Da one,
Iwad,
Awad,
All right. Now we're reading back in the English, Deuteronomy 17. You was at verse 7. Let's get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 7. The hands of the wickedness shall be the first upon him to be put to death. And afterwards, the hands of all the people, thou shalt put the evil away from among you.
And it's a serious thing, man. It's like, you know how the people nowadays say it takes a community to raise a child? You know, the community would carry out judgments too, to make sure that also it actually helps raise the people that are left behind, the ones that don't die, because it's setting that example. Because in the kingdom of heaven, or in our land, in the nation of Israel, in our own land, when somebody did something, some heinous act, there was any kind of you know, what do you call it? Alternative lifestyle, you know, if somebody does something against the Most High's law like that, or somebody, a man sleeps with another man's wife, and then the adulteress and the adulterer, they get put to death, the whole nation gets in on that. Imagine getting whooped by like 100 people. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you would end up like that would be on World Star, yo. I know it sounds like that's a terrible thing to say, but it would be, because you know what that would do? That would put guilt on everybody that's trying to do things like that behind closed doors, or when they think nobody could see it. Sometimes the Most High sets examples for us to see that put a fear into us, seeing that we shouldn't be living the way that they live. There'd be a video about a black man, you know, getting abused by a white woman or something like that. She's trying to smack him upside the head or something. And then it goes viral and people are like, damn, that looks bad. Well, that judgment he's getting is for everybody to see. Just like how right here it's saying that the hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people shall so thou shalt put the evil away from among you. That's again, it's a what do they call it? A cautionary tale. It's an example to get people to see, don't end up like them. Because if there's one thing that gets people to stop doing something, it's when everybody finds out that they did is wrong, and that the embarrassment that comes from that alone will keep some people from sinning. It sucks that it has to get that way, but the Most High has that in our culture because why? Because that shows us how to get people to stay in that order. So you know for sure that there's no doubt in your mind that our law is absolute. We can't be going against it. We can't let nothing influence us to go any other direction. Keep going.
If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment between blood and blood, between plea and plea, between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then thou shalt arise and get thee up into the place where the Lord God shall choose.
Let's talk about the tabernacle. So you take that to council. Keep going.
And thou shalt come into the priests and Levites and to the judge that shall be in those days and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment.
They shall show you this. So they're going to tell you what needs to be done because they're going to follow God's laws as a guideline on how to approach the situation. There's many different situations that can happen. There's a lot of different things that can happen. I can't even, like, just to give you an example about something like that, like say perhaps somebody ends up with someone else's possession, whether it be a woman, whether it be cattle, whether it be something that they assumed that was theirs that ultimately wasn't theirs. That could be a matter that's brought before the judges, brought before the priests, so that they can see, okay, let's go ahead and judge this matter based off of God's law. Let's see where it lines up. And then that would be the final say-so, because they would be able to establish what to do and what not to do. And the reason why that's important is because it's about to tell you. Keep going.
And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall show thee. And thou shalt observe to do all according to all that they inform thee.
Right, keep going.
According to the sentences of the law, which they shall teach thee.
It says, according to the sentence of the law, which they shall teach thee. So the job of the Levites and the priesthood back then was what? To teach people the law, so that they knew what was right and wrong. So they knew the specifics about the law. There's just over 600 laws, statutes, and commandments. It's a lot to memorize. Not everybody's going to have that memorized. Not everybody's going to have experienced every situation. So when the situation comes up where they need that counsel, they'll go to the priesthood, and the priesthood will let them know, hey, look, this is how it needs to be done. Go ahead.
And according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, and thou shalt do, and thou shalt decline from the sentence which
I think you might have skipped it. Are you still on verse 10?
Yeah, they shall teach thee according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, and thou shalt do, and thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee, to the right hand nor to the left.
Yeah, keep going.
And the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that standing to minister there before the Lord thy
I
God,
mean, those that want to do their own thing and not hearken to what the priesthood says, what happens to them? Go ahead.
or unto the judge, even the man shall die, and there should be put away evil from Israel.
Something that was punishable by death in the nation of Israel was not listening to the counsel of the priesthood that was a direct order based off of the law. You understand? There's counsels where it may not be something specifically about a law, but just advice. Of course, we would recommend that you take that counsel and follow after it so that you may be prosperous in whatever endeavor it is. But the problem, what happens is people that try to do, what does it say, that will do presumptuously, meaning you already have your mind made up, you already know that this is what you're going to do. Even if you go and get the counsel, you still think, oh, I'm still going to do whatever I want to do. Well, what happens to them is that they end up being removed from their spirit, from their body. They end up getting killed. So that type of mentality doesn't grow amongst us. That's how dire the situations were. Life or death situations. And the priesthood would determine what needs to be done. And if you don't follow after what needs to be done, then you're subject to being killed. You ought to thank Christ every day that that's not what happens to you off of the decisions you've made in your life. Because I'll tell you right now, pretty much all of us would be living for naught. Our whole life would be forfeit had we hadn't had the mercy of the Most High through Christ to give us that next chance, to not blunder that opportunity to be righteous, man. That's what the Most High is showing us time and again. When we see these laws and it sounds crazy to see, oh, well, even they would die. It's what someone will see when in the world when they see it is like, oh, well, because that's the way it was back then. It's nothing like that now. So now I can do whatever I want. And that's the problem. The problem is you still think you can do whatever you want without those consequences. Just because those consequences aren't immediate like they were back then doesn't mean any different about you being able to keep the law or not. You still have to follow it. Keep going.
And the man, my father, and all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously.
All right, let's go back to the Hebrew. Read another 7. That'll get us to verse 20. That's the end of the chapter exactly. Let's go ahead and get that.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14. Kaya, Tapa'a, all, Ha'arataza, Ashar, Yahweh, Alayak, Nathan, Lak, Wayara Shata, Waya Shabata, Ba, Ramarat, Ashamaya, Alaya, Malak, Koko, Hagawayam, Shaw, Shabaya Tawa. Verse 15. Shalom, Tashayam, Alayak, Malak, Ashar, Yabakar, Yahweh, Alayak, Ban, Bawa, Makwab, Akayak, Dashayam, Alayak, Malak, La'a, Tawakal, Latat, Alayak,
Ayash.
Ayash.
Nakaraya.
Nakaraya.
Ashar.
Ashur.
La'a.
La'a.
Kayak.
Akayak.
Hawa'a.
Hawa.
Verse 16.
Verse 16.
Rock.
Rock.
La'a.
La'a.
Yarabba.
Yaraba.
Wa.
Lawa.
Sawaw. Sayam.
Sawayam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yashab. Select. Yashab. Yab.
Yashayab.
At.
At.
Ha'aim.
Hayam.
Mataza. Rayama.
Marutazara. Maya. Raya.
Lama'aim.
Lamaim.
Harabal. Wath.
Hababarat.
Sawas.
Sawash.
Wayahawa.
Wayahawa.
Mar.
Amor.
Come.
Lakam.
La'a.
La'a.
Dasapa. Dasapawan.
Dasapawan.
Dashawab.
Lasarab.
But the rock.
Badarak.
Hazah. It's like it. Hazah.
Ha.
Hazah.
Hazaha.
Awad.
Awad.
Verse 17.
Verse 17.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yabrabah.
Yababa.
Lawa.
Lawa.
Nashayam.
Nashayam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yasawar.
Yeshawar.
Naba. Bawa.
Naba. Bawa.
Wakasa.
Wakasab.
Wazahab.
Wazahab.
La'a.
La'a.
Yabrabah.
Yababa.
Lawa.
Lawa.
Ma'ad.
Ma'ad.
Verse 18.
Verse 18.
Wahaya.
Wahaya.
Kashabatawa.
Kashabatawa.
Al.
Al.
Kasa'a.
Kasa'a.
Mama la katawa.
Mama la katawa.
Wakathab.
Wakatab.
Lawa.
Lawa.
At.
At.
Mashana.
Mashana.
Hatawa. Ra.
Hatara.
Haza'at.
Hazat.
Al.
Al.
Por.
Sapor.
Mala. Panaya.
Malapanaya.
Pakahanayam.
Hakakanayam.
Halawa. Yup. It's like it. Halawayam.
Hala Wayam.
Verse 19.
Verse 19.
Wahayata.
Wahayata.
Aimawa.
Amawa.
Wakwa. Ra'a.
Wakwa. Waya.
Bawa.
Bawa.
Ko.
Ka.
Yamaya.
Yamaya.
Khaya. Yawa.
Kaya. Waya.
Lama'ain.
Lamaim.
Yamad.
Yalamad.
Yara. It's like La Yara'a.
La ya ra a.
Ath.
At.
Hawa.
Yawa.
Alahayawa.
Allahayawa.
La Shamar.
La shamor.
Ath.
At.
Call.
Ka.
Debaria.
Debaria.
Hatawa. Ra. It's like Hathara.
Hatara.
Hata wa rar.
Hata wa roar.
Hazaath
Hazat
wa'ath.
waat.
Hacha wa yum.
Haka kwairum.
Ha'ala.
Hala ha Allah.
Aishatam.
Aishatam. Lashatam.
Verse 20.
Verse 20.
Labalataya.
Laban Nataiwa.
Right. It's like Rawum.
Baram.
La ba bawa.
Laba Bawa.
Ma'a chayawa.
Wa'a Kawayawa.
La ba la taya.
La Ba Tawa. La Taiwa.
It's war.
Sawar.
Man.
Man.
Amatazawa. It's like
Hama.
Amatazawa.
Hamatazawa.
Yamayan.
Yamayan.
Washama'a wall.
Yes, Wa'a Shama Wall.
Lama'ain.
Lamaim.
Ya'arayak.
Ya'irayak.
Yamayan.
Yamayan.
Yamayam.
Yamayam.
Al.
Al.
Malakatawa.
Katawa.
Hawa'a.
Hawa'a.
Wa banayawa.
Wanabanawa.
Bakwara.
Bakwawab.
Yashwa'ala.
Yashala.
That's it. All right, go ahead and get that in English.
Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
And when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set king over me, like as I will set a king over me, like as the other nations. Like as all the nations that are about me.
This is an important scripture because, and I highly recommend everybody here screenshot this because this is a scripture that is why we don't vote for a U.S. president. Even if it were somebody that was technically of us, like if what's that guy's name, Mark Rubio, were to run for president, it's still not within our own kingdom. But especially, it says right here, when thou come into the land, it says, and shall dwell and shall say, I want to set a king over me, as like all the nations that are about me. They want to have a king. Okay, if you want to have a king, here's the guidelines to that. Go to verse 15.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among the brethren shalt thou set king over thee.
Keep going.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
Now that's specific. A stranger over thee that is not thy brother, meaning they're not of our bloodline, not of our nation. They are not qualified to rule over us because why? They don't serve God like we do. They don't have the same culture that we do. We're not supposed to be dealing with the other nations like that. That's why the Most High separated everybody at the Tower of Babel. He wanted each nation to have their own inheritance, Israel to have their own laws and customs. We have to be separate from them. Keep going.
But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses for as much as the Lord has said unto you. You shall henceforth return no more that way.
Now this is heavy because he's saying, "Now shall not multiply horses to himself." What would that be like in modern days time? Somebody that's set his ruler over. What do you think that's talking about? Officer, your call?
Ships.
My horses upon you, like
Get power hungry. Like in modern day time, like a Christian pastor that's being put over to people, he takes that money, he get a Rolls Royce, He got 2 different Mercedes. You understand? That's no different. Horses are like that too, because why? That's a mode of transportation. So literally talking about transportation in that respect. But what we're talking about right now, when it comes to us staying from that type of leadership, it's important for us not to be prideful like that, to take advantage of being a leader and then, of course, using it for their own gain. That's not what real leadership is supposed to do. That's what it's talking about. Keep going.
Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold,
And what that's talking about.
money, and too many women.
We look at the example of like King Solomon, right? So the main issue with him was not so much that he had all these wives; it was wives that were throwing him off and making him be distracted and serve other gods and try to appease them and put them on pedestals. To the extent where that becomes the priority, that's a mistake. That's why you always got to stay in your square like that. You always have to hold your frame from letting all these different influences pull you in every which way. Hell, even in the time of Adam, just one wife, Eve, got him to slip up. If your idea of getting multiple wives is just for the pleasure of it, it's going into it with the wrong idea already. Because why? Because it's not about leadership in that respect. It would then be about other things. Yeah. But nonetheless, I don't blame. We grew up in the era with 90s hip hop and R&B, so like, we used to the game at this point, right? Grew up with 60s and 70s music where they knew how to make music about, men having a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, I can't say it's the same thing. Nowadays it's all about the lustfulness of it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that they didn't have that back then too, because they sure did, right? But what I'm saying though is that stop being so fleshly about everything, where silver and gold and all that stuff becomes the priority and not keeping the culture itself. It should be secondary to the culture. It's like you're making it the main thing when really it's just supposed to be the background thing. Y'all should be looking at the garments we wear and the things that we do and the services to the Most High and having the Sabbath service and seeing that as like, okay, this is what they're about. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell somebody about if I have 10 wives and this big house. That's not the important thing here. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the Most High says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of the Lord and His righteousness, and everything shall be added unto you." Because seeking the Lord and His righteousness, which would be the law and our culture, that's the priority. Keep going.
And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of the law in the book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites.
Keep going.
And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law, these statutes, to do them.
Yeah, to always keep a refreshed memory on the law. That's what a king should be doing. You understand? So they could be well versed, so they can lead the people wisely. Keep going.
That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment.
Now that's such a beautiful thing to see, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. You know what a real leader is? A real leader is like as a servant, because his job to stay wise is to help the other people, not to help himself get rich. You understand what I'm saying? So the mentality of real leadership is in service to the people. That's what a real leader is. That's a deserving, worthy leader that people can really rally behind. You understand? That's what it's about. It's not about you, like say, for instance, here in America, what happens? A lot of presidents, they end up getting real rich because they're doing a lot of backdoor dealings. You understand? Under the table dealings with other nations. They end up coming out of the presidency with more money than they would have just by actually doing the presidency themselves, because they have a salary, but they somehow end up making a whole lot more than what that salary is. It's like money laundering and that sort of thing. That's how other nations operate. That's not how we're supposed to be. We're not supposed to be like that. Keep going.
And to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom,
There you go.
he and his children in the midst of Israel.
In the midst of Israel. And again, that's not talking about the whole earth. That's talking about the world of Israel. Last section. All right. 7 verses. We're starting Deuteronomy chapter 18. So we'll be stopping at verse 7 today. Let's go ahead and get that, Baba Shah.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 1. La, ya, ya, la, ha, ka, ya, yum, halawayam, call, Shabbat, lawaya, kalak, nwanan, kai, la, I'm Yashala, Ashaya, Yahweh, when ha latawa, ya kala Wa'akala one. Verse 2. Wanakala la Yahala lawa Bakawab Akayawa Yahweh Hawa Nakala Tawa Kashor the bar Lawat. Verse 3. Waza la Yahaya Masapat Hakahanayam Ma'at Ha'aim Ma'at Zabakaya Hazabak Am Shawor Shah Manatan Lakahan Hazarai Wahala Kaya Rayam Wahakwaba. Verse 4. Ra'ashayat Daganak Dawashak Wayatazara Harak Rayak Ra'ashayat Gaz Tazanak Tatan Lawa. Verse 5. Kaya Baba Bakar Yahweh Anahalayak Bakar Shabbatayak Laman Nasharat Basham Yahweh
Hawa'a,
Hawa,
Wabanaya,
Wabana,
Wabanayawa,
Wambana, Wam,
Hayamayam.
Hamayan, Mayan.
Verse 6.
Verse 6.
Wakaya,
Wakaya,
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a,
Halawaya,
Hala, Wa'a,
Halawaya,
Hala, Waba, Waya,
Ma'akad,
Makad,
She'ai
Sha'a, Rayak,
Makal,
Makal,
Yashwa'ala,
Yashala,
Shar,
Ashar,
Hawa'a,
Hawa'a,
Gar,
Gar,
Sham,
Sham,
Waba'a,
Waba'a,
Bakal,
Bakal,
Awat,
Awat,
Napashawa,
Nabashaw,
All,
All,
Hamakwa, Wum,
Hama, Kwawum,
Shar,
Ashar,
Yabakar,
Yabakar,
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Verse 7.
Verse 7.
Washarath,
Washarat,
Basham,
Basham,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahayawa,
Alahayawa,
Kakal,
Kakal,
Achayawa,
Akanayawa,
Halay, it's like it, Halawayam,
Hayya, Rayam,
Ha'aimad Dayam,
Ha'amai, Dayum,
Sham,
Sham,
Napanya,
Lapanya,
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 1.
Let's get it. Go ahead.
The priests, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part of the inheritance of Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire in his inheritance.
This is important. It's talking about inheritance, meaning land, meaning separate land. The tribe of Levi is integrated amongst the inheritance of Israel, meaning they don't have their own specific land just for Levi. Their land is the zone within the tribes that actually are the tabernacle, like the school, or a direct area around the school where they would have dwelling places. So it was zoned off so that they would be dispersed amongst the tribes of Israel so that they can fulfill the duties of the altar, the tabernacle, and that sort of thing. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
Therefore shall they have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he said unto them.
And it'll explain it further. Keep going.
And this shall be the priest due from the people. From them that offer a sacrifice, whether it be ox or sheep, they shall give unto the priest the shoulder and the two cheeks and the maw.
It's referring to basically giving the priests their due, okay? Because they're doing that service, so they don't have the land itself to grow cattle and livestock and crops and all that kind of stuff. That we would provide that for them for their service. You understand? And that's the duty of the priesthood. That's what tithes are for. The tithes are actually to maintain the office of the priesthood. We're under the order of Melchizedek, which means that any of the 12 tribes can have priests now. That's technically not changed. The whole entire idea is not changed. It's just now we have all 12 tribes that have priests. Like we got a brother right here from the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Zebulun. We got priests from the tribe of Judah. You understand? So the tribe of Levi has been lessened from that burden, but they still have the ability to do so. You get? I thought you was Issachar, sir. All right, Most High Christ. You put that on Gad? Go ahead.
The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep, that shalt thou give him.
Yeah, give them the good stuff, man. The good wine, the first fruit of the corn while it's fresh.
Right.
That first crop, man. Let them know that you appreciate what they do. You feel me? That's the same thing now. It's just, it's funny too because we have the order. We got to make sure to get this done. We might even just clip this. Well, we have to have, we're making a commercial, an advertisement for the priesthood. That's what it's for. It's for the priesthood. The tithes keeps the school going, keeps the this thing churning, keeps that machine going. The nation of Israel needs that. It's always been the case. We're reading about it in the Bible. It's righteous. Has nothing to do with being, like a Christian pastor taking that money for himself. We just read about not multiplying horses unto us. It's not. We know it's not for that. So when we have an advertisement about it, of course, you know what's going to happen is people in the comments are going to be like, "Oh, see, look, you're no different than the Christian church." I'm like, do you see what we do with that money? We're not multiplying it amongst. We're not taking it to ourselves for our gain. We're doing it for the service of the Lord. There's a big difference there, because the Christian church doesn't do that. They don't keep the feast days. They got flamers in the choir. They got a pastor trying to sleep with every man's wife in there. They got women competing to see who got the biggest hat in the front row. I mean, like, what you want? Which angle you want to go about this? We are doing what God says. This is what He says to do. Keeping the laws, providing for the priesthood. Keep going.
The first fruit also of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the first of the fleece of thy sheep shalt thou give him.
Keep going.
For the Lord thy God hath chosen him out of all thy tribes to stand and minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever.
Yeah, forever. That's absolutely true. Even now, the tribe of Levi are still priests. You understand? The Most High didn't change that. They're still priests. The Most High chose them to be the ones to spearhead that part of our culture. You understand? We are now able to help our brothers do those things. Read on. There's a little bit more on there. I want to get that.
And if a Levi come from any of thy gates of Israel, where he sojourn, and
Read that again.
And if a Levi come from any of thy gates out of all of Israel, where he sojourn.
Yeah, because again, they come from different zones. The tribes of Levi, they're amongst the different tribes of Israel. So you might be like say for instance, a priest from San Antonio might go to Houston or go to Killeen or go to Austin or maybe even California or any of our schools. This is the same. This law actually applies to that, where the priest will have the zeal to go ahead and teach Sabbath service or one of the classes. He's going to tell you that. Read on.
And come with all the desire of
Come
his
with all the
mind.
what?
Desire. Come with all the desire of his mind unto the place which the Lord shall choose.
To the place which the Lord shall choose, which would be the tabernacle, the school. So the priest would go, even if he's sojourning to a different zone, and he has the mind to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the school. Let me see if I can hold down the class, hold down the Sabbath service. And we've had brothers during the cookout come down here and are like, hey man, I'm go ahead and help out with the Sabbath service. Let me go ahead, or even at the very least, let me read a couple verses in the Hebrew. You understand what I'm saying? It says with all his mind and desire to put in more work, because that's always going to be on a priest's mind, is putting in work for the Lord, serving the Most High. Even if he's in a different city, even if he is a guest in another city, he'll still be in the mindset of wanting to teach a class, of wanting to hold something down, to help out with an office, any of those things. Go ahead.
Then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, and all his brethren, the Levites, do, and shall stand there before the Lord.
And that's absolutely the truth. You want to support the brother that does that. Take him in, invite him into the city, make sure he has something to eat, make sure he's got clothes on his back for his journey back. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so righteous for us to do that. We have brothers come from other zones. We had a brother come from the UK, stayed down here with the brother, went to camp with us. Officer Shumgar. You understand what I'm saying? That's so righteous for us to do that. That a brother sojourning from a whole nother zone can feel like he's welcome and he's at home wherever he goes. I've never been to New York, but I got brothers out there, and we have the same exact mind. I know that if I needed a place to be out there, if I needed a place to stay, they would hold it down. Come on, concert. You'd be able to go anywhere where our zones are, and you know that you're gonna get that brotherhood. That's in the law. We're reading it right now. All right. With that, Amajim. Gotta drink a little sip. Give you a little more.
Like, yes, Sar Ban Hakwada.
Hold up. So, make sure it's shifted a little. Go ahead.
Ban Hakwadam, which means turn face to the east. You're going to recite the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
We hold that, bro. It's tight, strong.
It's a little. It's like.
That's the scroll there. That's like tight and strong, nice tight. Look. Like no, real quick.
No, hold on real quick. But you get it real quick for me.
You talking about shifting it?
No, my leg.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a cramp or something? Oh, you got a leg actually.
Stretched out. Good.
You know what I'm saying? Brother done slaved all week, and then he's still putting in work for the Lord. Give him a hand for that, man.
We all that.
Keep going.
Abanawa.
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim,
Quadash.
Quadash,
Hayah.
Hayah,
Shemka.
Shemka,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka,
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah,
Ratazayaka.
Ratazaka,
Hayah.
Hayah,
Aisha.
Aisha,
Baratazah.
Barataza,
Kawa.
Kawa,
Hayah.
Hayah,
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim,
Natanlanawa.
Nathanlanawa,
Acham.
Lacham,
Kal.
Kal,
Yawam.
Yawam,
Wasalaknawa.
Osalaklanawa,
Watnawa.
Kababwathnawa,
Wasalaknawa.
Kasalaknawa,
Watyanawa.
Kababwathinawa,
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah,
Tabaya'anawa.
Tabiya'anawa,
Banasayawan.
Banasarwan,
Abal.
Abal,
Hawashaynawa.
Hawashaynawa,
Mayan.
Mayan,
Rai.
Rai,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Laka.
Laka,
Hamalakwa.
Hamalakwath,
Wahala.
Wahala,
Wahatapara.
Wataparath,
Walamium.
Laiwalamium.
Aman.
Aman. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
thy kingdom come,
Kingdom come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us our debts
Give us our debts.
as we forgive our debtors,
Forgive our debtors.
and lead us not
And lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation.
but deliver
But
us
deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and power
and the glory
and glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, with that, Sar. All right, and at this time, we're going to salute the scroll. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Brakya.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrakya.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakya.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrakya.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshabrakya.
All right, go ahead and blow the horn one game more. One more again. All right, at this time, we're going to give the brothers one courtesy salute. Session, we go ahead and have a seat for that. Individual, Amadim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Brakathon, Yad Yamatah, Sar, turn and face assist for one courtesy salute. Session, may go ahead and stand. Individual, Amadim Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Shemar Lataf Bashem Yahushai.
Yad Yamatah, dismiss.